Living with the pen, I'm learning life. My thirst is divine. Words inspire in perfect time. Nurtured right. Them man there be learning lines, rehearsing life. Trust me, far from certified. Acting while you sleep, I'm working nights. I want all the ups to feel like that Jurgen guy on Merseyside.
Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to another live stream, another transfer update video. And I swear down, the rumors are getting crazier and crazier by the day. We're linked with fucking Aubameyang. Literally, I did not expect us to be linked with Aubameyang, but I can't lie, I would still take him. He is still better than what we have. But yeah, plenty to get into. Thank God I didn't stream last night because that looked like absolute chaos. Cucurrella was announced and then he wasn't announced. And then Brighton literally turned on Fabrizio and said like he pulled the gun a bit too early. But we all call him a tap-in merchant. So I don't blame him for trying to go for a long shot this time. But he weren't wrong either. Cucurrella is coming. Like, I'm so glad I didn't stream last night because we would have all been panicking. And we would have been panicking over nothing. But we'll delve into that. We'll talk about the Fofana situation. De Jong's here again, but it feels again like another repost until I hear something different. But yeah, a lot to get into today. Big up everyone that's locked in. We've got over 150 of you guys in here already. Run the likes up. Let's get to 100 likes in the first 10 minutes. Hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. We are on the road to 30k and we're not crawling there either. Be like, people are actually subscribing. So big up to all you guys who are subbing. Hit the bell notification button as well. What was the last one? Also, if you guys want your comment to be read out and if you want to help the channel as well, drop a super chat. But I won't tell you to do it. That's only if you guys want to. Big up everyone. Ilyas, Anonymous, saying don't die for Nash. No, I was out at a football terrace event. Let's not do that. Big up Pedro. Big up Treble George. Spandan, Ilyas, Nims, big up yourself, my guy. Yeah, that is literally it. That's literally it. So please, nobody panic. Cucurella's done. We don't even have to shit ourselves about it. The amount of panic that was going on last night, especially because I saw a Gerard Romero quote saying Barca are linked with someone, but if I say it's going to cause a tsunami. And I did think for a second, these motherfuckers are going to do it again, aren't they? Where the fuck do they get their money from? But no. We don't need to be paranoid. We don't need to be worried or anything like that. Cucurrella is coming. I think he's already doing the medical. Everything's been agreed. Fees been agreed. Personal terms agreed. It's all about getting Levi Colwill across the line. And then we're all going to be happy. Brighton have a centre-back. We have a wing-back / a centre-back. No one's complaining. Nobody's complaining. You might want to check the new Pies tweet. Okay, so what's Pies said? What's Pies said? Athletic understands that the reported fee of 52.5 million falls below Brighton's asking price. There's also no agreement in place for Levi Colwill. What do they mean by agreement? So what? Neither fee has been agreed. Two different sources saying two completely different things. Like, what the fuck, man? Okay, let me pull this up on the screen. Like, I'm still not that worried, but maybe that means we're not as close to an agreement as we thought we were. Because that does not make sense compared to everything else we've read. The Athletic understands that the reported fee of 52.5 million falls below Brighton's asking price. There is no agreement in place for Levi Colwill. Brighton have not sanctioned a medical for Cucurrella, despite reports. Talks continued this night and this morning for Levi Colwill, currently thought to be what's holding the deal up. Yo, Fabrizio might have gone for a long shot and missed. He might not have even scored. That is mad. So what is happening then? Is the deal being held up because of Colwill, or have we not just fully reached an agreement, or what? Like, Fabrizio's still saying both of the deals are going to be agreed, and he's doubled down on what he said too. Like he said, I'm keeping my here we go, Cucurrella to Chelsea, Levi Colwill will join Brighton, wait and see. And, like, it feels that way, even though, like, the other reports are saying otherwise. I don't have any reason to believe we're losing this deal. There isn't another club linked with him. Maybe Fabrizio's jumped the gun jumped the gun. Maybe he has, but it still doesn't mean the deal isn't going to happen. So still, I wouldn't be that worried about it. Maybe Fabrizio, like Timo Werner said, hit the post. It's as simple as that. It needs to be a little VAR check to see if it crossed the line or something. But again, I still wouldn't panic. I wouldn't panic. That surprised me. I'll be real about it. I did not see that coming, but I believe it's happening. Like, everything's progressed fast. I think maybe we're still just sorting out the final bits and pieces, but that'll be it. Cucurrella should still be a Chelsea player. I wouldn't have any reason to worry too much. I feel like, again, like Aaron's saying, it is just the Colwill situation is a lot further back than the Cucurrella situation is. Is what it is. Just give it a couple days. Like, I know we all want Cucurrella sorted before the Everton game. Maybe it's a bit unrealistic, but it is what it is. Yeah, here's the thing. I could still be a bit confident about Fabrizio, especially because he is still doubling down on it. He could easily turn around and say you had a bit of an error. And I do think you save a bit of face if you admit it too. But he's doubling down on it. He's saying it's done. I've got no reason to believe it's not done. Well, I won't say done because the medical obviously needs to be done. But I believe the deal is still going ahead. I think that's the better way of saying it. Cucurella's agent liked to Here We Go tweet as well. There we go. There we go. A lot of people want to talk about Aubameyang. Cool. Let's go into that. Right, let me see if there's any more things from The Athletic. Okay, so The Athletic understands that head coach Graham Potter does not want any distractions as he prepares the side for Sunday's opening Premier League fixture against Man U at Old Trafford. Contrary to reports, Brighton have not agreed a deal with Chelsea for Cucurrella or sanctioned a medical. The Athletic understands a quoted figure of 52.5 million is below the club's asking price. There is also no agreement in place for the clubs between the clubs for Chelsea's defender Levi Colwill. That would be a separate deal. A 24-year-old Spanish left-back handed in a transfer request amid interest from City, but the reigning Premier League champions have pulled out after falling well short of Brighton's valuation. I will say, it does feel like they just continue to stretch the goalposts with this sort of move. Because first it was 50 would be okay. Then no, it's now we need 50 and a replacement. Now it's like, no, we need over 52 million and we need a replacement as well. What do they want? That's the biggest thing. Like, what do they want in this sort of situation? Because this should have been done very quickly, but they continue to stretch the goalposts. I still think the deal goes ahead because, like, he's a versatile signing that strengthens Chelsea in terms of centre-back depth and in terms of wing-back as well, because we're not too sure about Ben Chilwell and what position he is going into the season. But I don't know why Brighton are acting tough and everything for. It's weird, but the deal should still be going ahead. I'm not too worried. They're just being long about it. I can't lie. Brighton are taking the piss a little bit. But I don't blame them. It is late in the window too, so I understand we have to overpay. It's the same energy that I said for Fofana. So I'm not too surprised. Not too surprised, but I'm a little bit surprised. Okay, so this deal just sums up our summer. Yes, long. Fucking long. Fucking long, man. I think they just don't want to sell him and soon will just pull out and refuse to sell. It doesn't make sense, though, because it's not like we're giving them a bum. Colwill is a very good prospect, and he will have the game time at Brighton to fully realise his potential. So it's not like we're just taking the player and leaving them with nothing. I think it's a very fair deal for Brighton. Yeah, maybe the buyback clause isn't the best thing for them. It still means we could pull him back within a few years. But then they make profit on that too. So I don't understand. I don't understand. What are we saying? Any more comments on Colwill and Cucurrella, or should I just move to the Aubameyang stuff? Michi to Wolves, Lewis. What are we saying? Yes. Even if it's just a 1-year loan deal and it's not a permanent thing, go. Because if it means that we have less options, it means we have to go into the market and get an option. And any option we get would be better than Michi Batshuayi in 2022. So yes, Take him immediately. I'm 100% here for it. Everyone's going to trust Fabrizio more than... Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I'm not worried about Cucurrella. I do think, like, this situation is getting longed out, but I feel like it's just breeding a bit of impatience as well. Like, the deal will be completed. I would be very surprised if we lose Cucurrella at this point. Very surprised. So, I'm not too worried. I'm really not. It just means we're not going to have it announced by tonight or tomorrow like we thought it was going to be. But, oh well. It is what it is. It's late in the window. Don't expect anything to be straightforward at this point of the summer window. Because these lot, even though they're going to get, what's his name? Colwell, they're still going to be looking for a replacement too. Long down. No, because it's like, we've been in these sorts of talks for the last 2 to 3 days, and it looked like it was going to be a quick deal. Like the Koulibaly transfer. Now, it looks like it's going to take a bit longer than that. And it's still not that deep. Like, I'm not that fussed about it. I still think Cucurella's coming to us, so I don't really care too much. I just want to see what the final fee is going to be. And what do Brighton actually want from Chelsea in this deal? Because it feels like they're continuously spreading the goalposts. But whatever it is, we have to pay above the buck. So it is what it is. People say Mishi and Adama straight swap. I would be all over that. Would Wolves? I wouldn't blame them if they wouldn't, but I'd be all over that personally. Ben Jacobs said on the football terrace that's either Frankie de Jong or Fofana, not both. But I mean, let me know what you guys would say in the comment section as to either or. Like, for bringing in Fofana and Cucurrella means that our back five is completely strengthened, and it means we're basically in the same position that we were in last season, if not an even more improved defense, because you could easily say Fofana and Koulibaly is an upgrade on Rudiger and Christensen. And I don't think you'd be wrong for saying that either. And this is coming from the Christensen stan. I do believe that's an upgrade. So I'd be all for that. But Frankie de Jong is also a great long-term investment to our midfield as well. So let me know what you guys are saying. Yeah, but big up everyone that's in here. We've got 400 of you guys in here already. I had to do the stream 15 minutes earlier because there's so much topics. We haven't even got to the Aubameyang stuff or the De Jong stuff or anything. Fofana over Frankie de Jong. Fofana. Simon Phillips said... They're all just saying different things. They're all saying that everyone's lost their sources, bruv. Everyone's lost their sources. This is why, also, for anyone asking, I am not an in the know. And I will never say I'm an in the know. I will bring you sources that I've heard, but I am not the source. Because I'm not here for all of this. I'm going to tell you news and then I hope to God I'm correct. Otherwise, I'm in the mud. Fuck all that. Fofana's the priority. Everyone's saying Fofana, and I understand it as well. You'd rather sort out the defense first. It would be brilliant if we got them both. But it is a bit unrealistic. I get it. Santiago, you're completely correct on that. Just want to announce Cucurrella and Colwell. That's what I think it is. Again, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all with this sort of deal. It's just taking a bit longer than people expected. It's not that deep. Everyone's saying brown envelopes. Johnny, you have done an absolute madness, my guy. The guy has literally made brown envelopes a thing. I have to respect it. What else we saying? Let's go to the Aubameyang stuff, because I did not expect this. But not against it either. Fabrizio said Chelsea are interested in Aubameyang. Aubameyang and Tuchel enjoyed a good relationship at Borussia Dortmund. Tuchel still appreciates the player. A late move for Ronaldo can't be ruled out as well, and Chelsea have considered it. And like we already know, Tuchel loves him from his Dortmund days and can trust him as a result of that. I think his best numbers were at Dortmund. Even though we will sprinkle a little bit of Bundesliga tax into it, the numbers speak for themselves. And there's the immediate reaction from a lot of Chelsea fans, even myself as well, was like, why are we going for Aubameyang and everything like that? But once you really look into it, it's not really a bad deal. He would potentially be a cheap option for us. Does have to take a little bit of a pay cut, but would be a cheap transfer option for us. He can play in the middle or on the wing. He's a goal scorer, which is exactly what we want. Barca fans even said in the limited time that he's played for them, he's been really good for them too. Also, another Arsenal player coming to Chelsea, all succeed, all win trophies, and we can rub that in the faces of all the Arsenal fans. It's not a bad move. Like, I'm here for it personally. I want a recognised goal scorer at my football club. And Aubameyang is a recognised goal scorer. So I have no reason to be against this sort of deal. I am all for it. Especially if it's a cheap deal for us. Bring him to the bridge. My only real question was like, how do you say no to Ronaldo but yes to Aubameyang? But really, if we get either or, I don't care. I'm happy. I am fine. I don't care. Just get me a goal scorer. Because that's exactly what we need. Aubameyang brings us good movement. He brings us great finishing. And it would be brilliant for us too. He'd be better in the middle than Havertz would be. He'd be better in the middle than Werner would be. I don't even need to talk about Batshuayi. On the wing as well, like, he'd be better than Werner there. Better than Cho. Pulisic, debatable. It all depends on his consistency. But Aubameyang and Pulisic could link up together as well. So that would be a good option for us. Everyone says Aubameyang presses better. I'm not too sure about his pressing. Because from what I heard, like, the more his pressing numbers went up, the more his goal tally went down. But we don't necessarily need a striker that presses. Like, I keep saying, people have too much PTSD from the Lukaku situation. And they sit there and think because of that, like, we need a runner in the middle. Not necessarily. Our best period last season was when Lukaku was in the squad. Because even in spite of that, like, we still had creativity from the wingers. We still had decent passing. Well, not decent passing from the midfield. Lukaku was still scoring from limited chances. We did not drop from first place because of Romelu Lukaku. We dropped from first place because of injuries in the wing-back positions and in the midfield. Because then we had to rely on our attack. And our attack just wasn't good enough. So Lukaku wasn't the problem. So you can play someone in the middle who doesn't press. So to me, Aubameyang, bring him in. Bring him in immediately. Let me know you guys' thoughts, but I have nothing against this transfer. Plus, it would be beautiful to see the look on Arsenal fans' faces. It would be absolutely beautiful. What are we saying? We have Broz. What is this copper mentality, bro? You must be trolling me. You must be trolling me. Please, like, big up yourself, because I know you're a regular on this channel, but don't say no to Aubameyang because we have fucking Broja. Come on, man. Broja can be the number 3 or maybe the number 2 behind Havertz and what's his name, Aubameyang, and we'll be fine. That's a decent free attacking options to rely on. I'd be fine with that. For the team, Oba or Ronaldo improves attack. For my closet Ronaldo shirt, yeah, fair enough. I get that, but I will take either or. I'm fine with. I can't say I want Ronaldo and then turn my nose up at Aubameyang. But the same way I'm thinking, like, Tuchel, how you say no to Ronaldo and turning your nose up at Aubameyang? The only way I could understand it is if he doesn't like his ego. And if that's the case, then, you know what, fair enough. Fair enough, I can understand that. But as a player, it's like, I don't get it. T1, you dropped a super chat. Big up yourself, my guy. Appreciate it. Great meal, wonderful food after each match. Aubameyang, Sterling, again, if you get a number 9, you get the best out of Raheem Sterling too. So we're cooking on both fronts. Havertz as well is meant to be a shadow striker. Well, I think that's what we're calling him now. So they both should be cooking. And then that's a good front 3. Or even Mount. I don't know. Don't really care. I just want a goal scorer. And that would be what he is. 550 of you guys in here. Only 100 or so of you guys have liked it. Big up all of you guys, but I want 200. So everyone, if you haven't done so already, press the button. Right now, just press the button. Okay, what else are you guys saying? Stop this, he would be better than Pulisic. Say it how it is. Might be more consistent, but I don't really know what. I feel Aubameyang's more better when he's in the middle as opposed to on the wing, so I'm not as sure. But I could be wrong. Regardless, I want him anyway, so I don't give a shit. Yo! If this happened, they might have to ban me off Twitter. They probably will ban me off Twitter after an hour, the amount of smoke that I'm going to be riding after this. That would be unbelievable food. Tasty. Tasty as fuck. Yes, please. Like, you didn't have to sell me any more on Aubameyang to 'll pay the flight myself. Why am I disrespecting Broja? I'm not disrespecting Broja. He has had one Premier League season. And from all I've seen from him, like, he still needs to improve his finishing, personally. Are we going to rely on Broja for a season? No, we're not. You'd rather rely on an experienced forward who's balled out in the Premier League for 3 years in Aubameyang. So, yeah, of course. There's not a disrespect to Broja. I think you're disrespecting Aubameyang if you want Broja to start over him, because that don't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Kaiser numbered. I hear this, but until I see creativity from him, he ain't no 10 to me. I don't know what he is. Personally, I think he's an 8. Because he actually looked pretty good on that one. He looked pretty good as a number 8. You're looking at the Ronaldo situation too one-minded. Other than goals, what does he offer? Look at the external factor. I get Ronaldo doesn't bring much other than goals, but all I want is a goal scorer. You have to understand that. I get the deficiencies with Ronaldo. I'm not turning away from it. But I don't care because I want goals. And I know Ronaldo will give me goals if we feed him chances. We made more chances than United did last season. And Ronaldo got 18 goals there. Why am I a fool for believing Ronaldo will score more goals with a better team around him? We made more chances than United did. So, like, that doesn't matter to me. What matters is, will we feed Ronaldo and will he score? And he will score. He's one of the best goal scorers in the modern game. 100%. Cookie Gal, if that happened, boy, it is peak. Also, I am nicking that Aubameyang blood clot Yang thing. I'm taking that. Just because it's fun. Aubameyang scoring a Champions League final. Hey, if we get a goal scorer and we pattern up our defense, we can go for the Champions League. 100%. There's no reason not to think that. My only concern is the league. I don't think we win the league. I don't think anyone thinks we're winning the league. And that's fair enough. I don't think we have what it takes over a 38-game season. But this team is capable of beating anyone over 90 minutes. Especially in a more open competition like the Champions League. So I'm all for that. Cobham says, bruv, if anyone's telling me Broja over Ronaldo or Aubameyang, it's like, I'm not having a conversation. Because it just don't make sense. You don't need to. It's pointless. Tell me, one sec. Tell me when we trusted a youth striker like Tammy, got 15 goals almost in like 8 years. But use context into it. Tammy got like 8 in 4 games. And then since November, he got another 7, I think, along the lines of that. 7 goals. So it wasn't consistent. It wasn't consistent at all. And I get he was a young player. He was raw and everything like that. But don't use Tammy to prove your point for Broja like Tammy was consistent the entire season. He wasn't. And Broja wouldn't be either. So let's let Broja grow slowly. The guy literally had his first start for Chelsea against Udinese's B team. And he didn't impress. Let him grow slowly. We're not going to say give Broja the keys over Aubameyang and Ronaldo. It's such a backwards move. No, I'm not here for it. Not here for it. T1 again saying CR7 doesn't get the pass. He'll be more toxic. Good. I want someone who's going to point at Mount and Havertz and say, what the fuck are you doing? Give me better passes. Good. You know what that's called? It's called standards. Raise your standards. And that's what Ronaldo will do. He will raise the standards at the club. The reason why he wants to leave United is because their standards are in the bin. Literally in the bin. He will come to Chelsea. He will demand the best. And I am 100% here for that. I don't mind. It's not toxic. To me, it's called standards. But I appreciate the donation too. I understand what you're saying. Like, there has been questions about Ronaldo's ego, but I think all he's going to do is demand everything from this attack. And I am all for that. Because I have the same energy. These attackers need to pattern up. And Ronaldo won't allow them to be bums. Right, we'll probably move on to the next topic. Just want to see if there's anything more in the comments. I was toxic. No. Lukaku was toxic. Because Ronaldo, I say, is going to be surrounded by a better team, so I don't think he's going to be as toxic. He's not going to demand bullshit from our attackers. Meanwhile, everyone's going to sit there and be like, give him time, give him time. No. Everyone says had 2-3 years of experience. Time is done. Now it's time for performance. Simple as that. Big up yourself. Daniel C1, I'll send you guys links when I throw it out to everyone as well. So Bree, big up yourself. Appreciate the donation. Thank you very much. Cool. Okay. Scott as well. Well, I'll send you the link into the group chat. We'll go into the Fofana stuff now. Chelsea submitted a £60 million bid for Fofana, which has been rejected. Leicester won $80 million, with Chelsea hoping for a $70 million agreement, and Fofana is very keen on joining the club. Leicester's leaders immediately replied and refused the offer from Chelsea without trying to raise the bid. They are officially not selling, but they are leaving a door open for the club. To increase his chances of playing in the World Cup, Fofana is willing to join Chelsea and wants to impress, and Tuchel is convinced by him as well. Even though he's been recovering for the season due to his previous injury. The next few days will certainly tell, but it is rumoured that the other two clubs are monitoring him in Manchester City and PSG. Now, I'm not really that worried about PSG because they're haggling over Skriniar. If they're haggling over Skriniar, they're only going to haggle over Fofana, and Leicester are not going to lower their valuation. It's going to be 80 million, and that's that. All I will say, though, is like this does show a genuine interest in Chelsea to pay the required amount, because if not, they wouldn't have even bothered. Because Leicester City are hard negotiators, and they're not going to budge on it. At least with the 60 million, we've opened talks on it, but it is very short talks because they've got no reason to accept that sort of deal. So, like, we do still have to play it by ear. Like, this is still something that's going to take at least a week to potentially go through. I did see, though, that Brendan Rodgers is a fan of Hudson-Odoi, and there could be 2 separate deals with Hudson-Odoi going the other way. Maybe it means we could get him for 70. Maybe, which would be very good business. Also, Hudson-Odoi's greatest assist in a Chelsea shirt. But have to wait and see on it. Let me know what you guys are saying. Everyone's complaining about... Wait, Ilias, what are you doing? Don't block people unless they're being disrespectful, but I haven't seen anything that's happening. 700 of you guys in here, by the way. Big up, everybody. We're still on 100 likes. Run it up, guys, please. Yeah, the first bid was always going to be rejected. And, like, that's fine, but it just shows Chelsea are willing to pay the required amount. They're willing to negotiate too. I'd be very surprised if we lower it, unless Hudson-Odoi goes the other way. But I thought they would want a defender coming in because it would make sense, like-for-like replacement. So I thought with Levi Colwill going to Brighton, it's only going to be a cash-only deal. And there also will be the majority up front, which makes it very hard to do, which I also think is a reason why this isn't a deal that's going to be completed anytime soon. But at least we dropped an opening bid, and that means negotiations will continue on that front. Choke and leave, yeah, I'm fine with it, honestly. I'd rather with a buyback clause or some shit like that, but I'm not too fussed anymore. I'm really not too fussed. If we lose him, it is what it is. Ilias, I haven't got a clue what's happened. I just know a lot of people are complaining. I need to have a look at it afterwards, but right, I'm too busy going through all the news. I can't check the mods and everything like that too. It's all mad. The Athletic are reporting the Colwill deal isn't close now. Bruv, I'm going over Fabrizio over the Athletic personally. So it is what it is. Ronaldo had purple patches. Yes, in the worst Manchester United side in history. Shock. A baller struggles in a dog shit team. Shock. I'm not surprised. But yeah, that's all the stuff on Fofana. I don't think there's going to be much more updates on that. Did see links on Sesko. We met with Benjamin Sesko's agent a few days ago. And it's a striker option for us. Tall, very technical as well. Fast. From what I'm seeing from sources, he's not really at Premier League level just yet. 12 goals in 39 games for Salzburg with only 1,500 minutes is decent numbers, though. If he comes in, like, I don't think he's going to be coming in as a permanent option for us because, like, he seems young. He still seems a bit inexperienced. Not too sure what a fee would be as well, but seems like a nice option for us. But it's a Bundesliga forward as well, so I know if he comes in, he's going to need a lot of time to adapt to. Everyone's saying that his teammates are comparing him to the Salzburg